I've always been an avid Disney fan, so I decided to audition for any Disney role available at Disney World. Luckily at the time, the character of Boo from Monsters Incorporated was up for grabs. I felt an instant connection with this character. I knew that I had a chance of getting the role because of my theater education and experience. Small facial contours and petite body with a height of 4'7", and adorable anime-like features, which I often used for cosplay back in college. 3 days after the audition, I received a call from Disney World, telling me I already got the job. It was a moment of sheer bliss. On my first day of work, I met with 2 other actors playing the roles of Sully, the giant blue monster whom I would refer to as Kitty, and Mike Wazowski, the little green monster who's Sully's one-eyed best friend. The man playing Mike Wazowski was a funny guy who'd tell us stories about his travels worldwide. Meanwhile, the man playing Kitty was always on point with his character. After our first show on stage, we were assigned to walk along the cobblestone roads of Disney World to greet families and kids, take photos, and interact with the children by giving a few playful scares. Once we finally ended our shift, Mike invited Kitty and I for a couple of drinks. The man playing the role of the green monster was Richard, a guy with a height of 5'5" and moderately pigmented brown skin. As we sat in the bar, I was surprised to see the man playing Kitty still wearing his costume. Hey, buddy, isn't it, hot in there? Richard asked, a bit concerned.
Oh, don't worry, Mike. I've never been better.
Then he gave us a thumbs up, gazing at the face of the blue monster whose expression was vacant. Having a fake smile that matched its dead eyes made it impossible for Richard and I to know what he was thinking about. But Richard didn't seem to mind. He simply shrugged it off and said, "Alright, whatever floats your boat, dude." Being a former cosplayer, I understood the eccentricities of artists who became attached to their favorite characters, so it didn't bother me at first. However, as the weeks passed, I wondered why I never saw the man behind the blue monster. Even after work, he would still wear the costume, but it only got more bizarre when he would always follow me to the bus station. I attempted to engage in a normal conversation to mitigate the awkward situation. However, it would always end up with him staring at me for a long time or saying something like,
"That's really funny, Boo, but don't stay up too late. Growing kids need more sleep."
What was up with this guy? I've met a lot of weird guys in the cosplaying world, and I've known a couple of method actors who would fully immerse themselves in their characters to provide a more authentic performance. But none of them were as uncanny as he was. It was like he was in kitty mode 24/7. It was beginning to creep me out. One night after the work shift, I approached Kitty in the dressing room and told him,
"Hey, can I have a word with you?"
I sincerely asked. He kneeled down like he was talking to a kid and said,
"Sure, Boo. Anything for my little girl."
"Look, I understand how much you love James Sullivan, aka Kitty. Trust me, I know the feeling and experience, but maybe you'd like to cut down a little and be more acquainted with reality," I
replied, attempting to avoid any aggressive reactions. For the next couple of minutes, he just stared at me. It was extremely unsettling. I was about to turn around and leave, but he grabbed my wrist and said,
"Boo, I'm sorry. Did Kitty do something to make you angry?"
I yanked my arm, completely baffled.
Let go of me, you freak!
The words came out of my mouth without any careful thought.
"I just want to be with you, Boo. There are other monsters out there who aren't as kind as Mike and I."
He then hardened his grip and said,
"I need to keep you close to protect you from them."
My heart pounded as my mind went blank. Then, moments later, we heard the door open. It was Richard in his Mike costume. Seeing that Kitty clutched my wrist, he asked, Sully, is everything okay?" Kitty slowly let go of me and said,
"I need to keep her safe, Mike. You understand, don't you?"
"Yes, big guy, I understand. But she's a big girl now, so I'm sure she can handle herself, alright?"